Have you ever worked in a gas station? I know it bothers a lot of people because of the unusually late night hours and the insecurity of having a place open late at night. But that wasn't a problem for me. My name is Dwight, and I consider myself a nocturnal animal. I've always been someone who prefers to be awake at night since I can play video games with my friends without anyone interrupting us. The only problem is that, little by little, as we got older, my friends stopped playing video games, and I couldn't live off my parents anymore. I needed a job. I was in some fast food restaurants like McDonald's or Wendy's, but the day job wasn't for me. And I wasn't even comfortable with the late shift. I didn't really know what to do until my uncle suggested I work at his gas station. At first, I was given the morning and afternoon shifts, and I had to put up with it. To be honest, my goal was to work the night shift. But I'm not going to lie, I was afraid of it. Even though I just told you that it wasn't a problem for me, doing something for the first time is always a little scary, as I heard a lot of stories about the night shift. The gas station operated in 3 shifts: day, afternoon, and night. It was common for the attached mini-store to stay open all night. Each shift had a supervisor responsible for running the store. I had never had to work the dreaded night shift, as that was Ace's domain. Ace was a reliable guy who ran the store during the night shift, and we had become friendly colleagues. One night, he approached me with a pained expression, revealing that his grandfather had just passed away from a heart attack. He had to rush home and offered me a tempting sum of money and a day off if I would cover the night shift for him. At first, I refused because I felt the fatigue of 2 sleepless nights wearing on me. When I got home, I always stayed up at night playing video games. But when Ace begged me and handed me the money, I didn't dare refuse. The money was considerable, and I could use a day off. So, with some hesitation, I accepted the night shift. I informed my partner of my decision and retired to the office to get some sleep. I knew I would need to recharge my batteries if I wanted to make it through the night. As soon as my head hit the desk, I drifted into a deep sleep, blissfully unaware of the chilling events that awaited me. At 9 o'clock that night, my partner woke me up, signaling the end of her shift. To ensure the safety of the staff and the store from any unruly customers, the night shift protocol called for me locking the front door, turning off the lights, and conducting all transactions through a small window. When I settled into my new position, I served 5 customers in a row. Most of them were truckers looking for fuel, medicine, or a snack on the road. Once they left, the gas station was eerily silent, interrupted only by the occasional gust of wind. My solitude was soon interrupted by the arrival of a middle-aged man who parked his car in front of the gas station and started walking toward me. I assumed he was just another customer in need of gas and supplies, but his behavior soon became strange. The man stopped a few steps away from the window and stared at me as if he recognized me from somewhere. Uneasy, but trying to maintain a professional demeanor, I got out and asked him if he needed help. "Hello, friend. How can I help you?" "Who are you and where is Ace?" The man reeked of alcohol. Realizing he was probably another drunken nuisance, I informed him of Ace's absence and returned to the store. But he followed me, pressing his face against the window and demanding snacks and gas for his car. As I picked up the requested items, I noticed that the man had spent an unusually long time at the pump. As I looked out the window, my blood ran cold at the sight of him drenched in gasoline and with a sinister smile on his lips. I approached him to stop him, but all I got was a hard punch in the nose. I fell to the ground confused. I had never been in a fight before. I had trouble breathing and getting up, but this was not because of the blow I had received. It was because something was falling on me, with a smell so strong that I could not breathe. As I opened my eyes and looked up at the psychopath, I realized something. The man was filling my body with gasoline. "Why? Why are you doing this to me?" "You know why. Because Ace should be in your place. But I think he's been looking for a replacement." "I didn't do anything to you." "Neither did Ace. But it is what it is. I want to see someone on fire. And if Ace wouldn't let me have a replacement, I assured him that it was going to be him and his whole family." "Please, don't do this." Oh, be quiet. Oh, be quiet. You will not go alone. I'll be part of the sacrifice too. The whole place will be. Taking advantage of his distraction, I kicked him and went inside the place, locking myself in. I turned on the emergency gas valve and quickly called the police. Outside the place, the man just stared at me, laughing like a psychopath. I may have turned off the gas valve, but there was already enough gas to blow the place up, and I was locked in it. The police arrived quickly and caught him off guard. The man struggled to light his lighter. In a last, desperate act, he managed to set himself on fire before the officers knocked him to the ground and dragged him out of the station. I will never be able to get the image of the burning man screaming in pain with a huge grin as his body was charred out of my memories. Ace never showed up at work again, and neither did I. It's been several years since that happened. But I'm still doing home office work. I never recovered from that night, and honestly, I don't think I ever will.
People say that being a mother is one of the toughest jobs. Those people definitely did not consider the position of a father of a toddler and a husband of a pregnant wife. I don't know which one of them is more childish. It's especially hectic to manage them while traveling. Both of them cramped in a compact metal box on wheels with me driving the damn thing. Don't get me wrong, I love the two of them to death. I would go up against anyone to keep my little chimp and my beautiful wife safe. But the worst part is going up against them when they are being a pain in my ass. I understand being pregnant while being a mom to a 2-year-old is not a simple business. But being the man of the family and looking after both of them is tough too. For example, now we're sitting in our car with John strapped to his kid's seat behind and Mindy sitting in the passenger seat. Every half hour, either one of them has to pee or eat or do something that needs me to stop the car and tend to them. It's a long drive to Montana. We have to be there to attend my grandma's 95th birthday over the weekend. She wants the whole family there, and I wasn't going to miss it for anything. But the drive there is excruciating. "Dad!" A small sleepy voice from the back calls out to me. "Yeah, what is it, chimp?" I ask my son, who seems to have woken up from his nap. "I'm hungry." Not this again. I'm really trying to be patient here, but with my 8-month pregnant wife snoring beside me and my kid asking for food a zillionth time, it's tough. "Yeah, chimp, we will stop at the next gas station and get you something to eat, okay? We've eaten everything we have already." "You mean Mom ate it?" And we both started giggling. Our giggling woke my wife, and now she's wiping drool off her face.
Why are you two giggling like schoolgirls?"
"Nothing. We just saw a funny man dancing by the curb," I said, because I didn't have the guts to tell my wife she ate a lot.
"Oh, you should have woken me up so I could see."
Nah, we passed him really fast. My son is still giggling in the back.
"Hey, Josh, can we stop by the next gas station or public toilet? Whichever comes first. I really need to pee."
Trust me, if I'd gotten $1 for every time I'd stopped this car for either of them to pee in the last 8 hours, I'd be a few $1,000s richer. "Anything you want, babe." After driving for about a half an hour more and constantly being told how urgently my wife had to pee, we finally spotted a gas station a few meters ahead.
"Please, stop there, Josh. I really need to go pee,"
Martha said once again. But I have a rule of thumb. Before stopping at any random gas station, especially on highways like these in the middle of nowhere, I prefer to get out and check the place before I let these two get out. But this time, Martha wasn't going to hear it at all. Plus, John had already seen the convenience store there and already had a list of things he wanted to eat, which I'm definitely not buying him. The kid is going to rot his teeth before he grows a full set of milk teeth. Martha opened the door and was already inside the convenience store asking the cashier where the toilets were. He points her towards the back, and Martha comes out of the store and walks somewhere behind the store, all while I'm getting Josh out of his car seat. Now that I'm out of the car and I can see the place completely, it's a deserted gas station with a convenience store, a few trucks parked to the far end, and our car. Behind the convenience store where Martha went in search of the restroom is a vast cornfield.
Dad, let's go in. What are you looking at?
My son is dragging me toward the store. As soon as we walk into the store, my son runs off into the soda and chips aisle. However, I've noticed that the cashier looks creepy. For starters, he's a skinny-looking dude with hardly any hair on his head, and he's covered in tattoos from head to toe. His teeth had some metal in the gaps, and he looked creepy with those red eyes. Hey, John, hurry up, buddy. We did end up picking up some chips, soda, and a few chocolates, after all. We reach the counter. The creepy cashier looks at me and John.
That's your wife back there?
Yeah. Would you mind checking us out? I placed the items in front of him, but he was busy just staring at me.
Nice one you got.
Is he referring to Martha?
I hope the guy back there doesn't think so as well.
Now it's pretty clear he is talking about Martha. Hey, what do you mean? I grab his collar and pull him over the counter. Why the hell is he laughing? I think I should go and check on Martha now. I'm running towards the back while dragging John behind me. As soon as I reach the back door, I see Martha stepping out of the washroom. There are no separate ladies and gents washrooms.
Hey, honey, you look winded. What happened? Did you drag John here?
Martha said, looking at me and John. Here, hold his hand. As I enter the washroom, there are 3 stalls. The first 2 are empty, but I can see a heavy set of boots in the last one. I'm tempted to push the door open, but I hold on. However, I need to make sure Martha and John are safe first. Hey, why don't you guys go sit in the car and lock it? I'll be back in a minute. They walk away and I wait there in front of the 3rd stall. Soon there's a flushing noise from the inside, and someone huge slides the door open. Now, I'm a 6-foot guy myself, but the guy standing in front of me was easily 6'5". He's a truck driver, I guess, because he's wearing a company vest. Other than that, he's just wearing loose pants and nothing. This man is disgusting. He's filthy. However, his eyes look similar to that of the cashier. Blood red. This guy's done some hard drugs. However, the moment he removed the knife from his back pocket, I was scared.
Seems like a pregnant woman was in here before you, pal. Would have been nice to cut her up with this knife and feed her and her baby to my dogs.
The moment he said that, I punched him. But I knew deep down this man could easily hurt me and my family, so I ran. I'm currently in my car, breathing heavily and trying my best to start it, while I see the huge fat man running towards my car. Martha and John are screaming and scared. The best thing we can do is drive off. So that's what I do. I start the car and we rush towards the highway. Once we are a considerable distance away, I say, "Next time you have to pee or want food, you let me get out of the car first. You understand?" They both are nodding obediently. But all I can do is imagine what would have happened if I hadn't driven off when I did.